Um, I want to thank y'all for coming out. Uh, this is a special occasion for all of us, but in all honesty, it's a special occasion for me. Um, Dale Nicholson and Pat Nicholson are special people, and they've always been special people to me. Uh, Pat was my patient. Dale was my friend, and was by far the earliest and most vocal supporter of the river market. And when we started building the river market, I would be standing on Clinton Avenue in front of the site, and almost every time I was there, Dale would come whipping down the street, leaving the station on the way home, stop in the middle of the street and say, "Where are we now? How are we doing? What's going on? How's things going?" And once he saw the potential of what was going on down here, he was instrumental in moving part of the channel down here to the river market because he thought it was so special and what was going on was so wonderful. But besides from being a great executive for the TV station and a great supporter of the river market, he was even a greater supporter and companion to his wife Pat. And all during her illness, he was her constant cheerleader. He was the constant person who said, "What can I do for you?" He never gave up. He never did anything but promote her, help her, and try to make her life easier. Unfortunately, when she passed away, we were talking about what he would like to do in her memory. And we talked about that she was a person who loved children and loved being around children and seeing children. And he said, "I want to put a piece of sculpture in that says, I love my wife, I love this park, I love this city, and I want to do it in a place where people can sit and watch and be around children and see children." So we arranged for him to look at several pieces. He talked to the family about it, and they arrived on a piece by Janie Dedecker called Patty Cake. Sculpture at the River Market, because of all that Dale and the station has done, purchased a companion piece to go along with it to make the plaza for them. So the plaza will be called the Pat and Dale Nicholson Plaza, and it'll be in memory of both of them, their love for each other, their love for this city, and everything they've done for all of us. So that's what is happening, and as I said, this city would not be what it is today if it weren't for the wonderful enthusiasm and caring of Dale Nicholson and Channel 7. And I want to say thank you to them and the family for all that y'all done. And now I'm going to have the mayor come up and make a couple of remarks, and we'll go from there.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming out on this wonderful, beautiful day, rainy day. I obviously didn't bring my umbrella. I want to tell you that this is really a special place, and I know it's going to continue to be even more special with the recognition that we're giving to Dale and Pat Nicholson with this wonderful piece of sculpture and the plaza. You know, and I know that Dale was very fond of saying "Hey, Pard" to everybody, and I've got that nickname like everybody else did. I don't know if he knew my name or not. I think he did, really, but it was an easy way to get through all of those things. I've thought about it, you know, kind of adopting that myself. It might be a thing to work with. But I want to say a couple of things. First of all, Dale Nicholson, I have had such tremendous admiration and respect for a couple variety of reasons. Number one is, you know, KATV has been a tremendous leader in television and media in our community with the type of leadership that he had given and has given to that wonderful organization. I don't think there was another guy that could spot talent like he did. And I know people have talked about that in the past, but I continue to marvel at the quality of the people that are on the news, that do the news, the nature of their intellect. They're not just reading stories, they're working on stories, they're looking at the heart and the kernel of what's important about what's happening in our community. And I think his attitude about that was clearly taught to them in terms of how they conducted themselves. And of course, the history is there with lots of people going on in bigger and better markets, or not maybe better markets, but bigger markets anyway. And I think it's very, very special that he's made such a mark on our lives. The other thing I would say is that I have always marveled at how he was a risk taker. And I say that in the context of the fact that it was unusual for KATV to come out with political opinions and political commentary. And Dale did that. He did that in his own name, with himself being on the camera and speaking out about things that he felt were very important about moving the city and the state forward. And I really, really admired him for that. I don't think anyone else had the courage to do that, frankly, particularly in the media markets that we have. And I just thought that was a tremendous thing for him to do. Obviously, when you look at financing and funding a television station like that, and knowing your advertisers may or may not have the same opinions, I thought it was a very courageous thing for him to do. So I'm glad that we're able to maintain that memory for Pat and Dale with this plaza and with the sculpture dedication. And I want to thank our city director, Dean Compuris, for having the fortitude to continue with these wonderful projects that are really making an indelible mark on our city, with the beautiful riverfront park that truly is an iconic park, not only in this city but in the entire state. So thank you for being out here on this rainy day.
Mark Rose is the president of KATV and wanted to say a few words about the park and Dale and Pat. Mark?
Thank you. Thank you, City Director Pard and Mayor Pard. Can we do that? You know, your next campaigns, right? You don't know. Well, listen, Dale loved this state. He loved this city, and he loved downtown. I mean, many, many times over 25 years of us working together, we would go downtown to lunch at one of these great restaurants, and I pity the fool that were riding behind us on the way home, because Dale would just start talking and saying, "Pard, this building over here is this," and he would just stop in the middle of the street explaining to me about all the improvements that they're going to do at all these different buildings. He was honked at, screamed at, but he really loved this downtown. And at the very beginning of the infancy of the plans of what has happened at the Pavilion, the River Market, and all this growth, he was just amazed to see how much this city has grown downtown. And last night we had a special dedication for Dale at the station. It was all kind of internal, and we called it the FOP, the Friends of Pard. And but we renamed our studios in his name as the Dale Nicholson Studios. There's a scholarship in his name now, in conjunction with the Television Broadcasters of Arkansas. Mike Beebe wrote a very nice note on his behalf. And so those are all internal and for our staff and visitors to see. But it's amazing, in talking to Dale many years ago about when Miss Pat passed away, and he was talking to Dean about an opportunity for her memory to be showcased in an area he loves so dearly, which is downtown, and to have people to come by and recognize her. And obviously, Dean, thank you very, very much for your donation of not only your energy and time, which you do down here with the statues, but now having a companion piece that's just fitting, and to name this for both Pat and Dale. It means a lot to me as his friend, but I know his family. But I think the whole city will cherish this for a long time to come. So we have internal recognition, and we have external recognition for everyone to enjoy as well. So thank you very much, and guess I'll turn back to you, Dean.
Mark, thank you. We put the sculptures in last Thursday, Mark. Friday, there was people all over the place. They had already moved the picnic table to one end or the other. Sunday, I brought my wife down to try to show her the sculptures, and there were so many people picnicking and playing on the plaza that I couldn't get to one of the sculptures. I mean, one of them you can obviously see, but ties it by, and I couldn't get there. So it has already become exactly what he wanted, a place for people to sit and be and enjoy themselves and watch other people doing things. We'd like to conclude with Nick Nicholson making a couple of remarks about his parents.
First of all, I want to thank Dean and Mayor Stodola and the City of Little Rock for this tremendous honor of the legacy of my parents. There's somebody that, and I'll try not to cry as I do this, there's somebody that would have been very proud to be here today, and that's my father, and unfortunately he passed away just a few months ago. He was so excited about the City of Little Rock and what was happening down here. I remember vividly having a phone call with him the day that he was going to meet up with Dean, and Dean was going to get a golf cart to drive my mother around because she just could not get around anymore, to take her through the park and understand exactly what was going on down here. And he was so proud to place this statue in her honor down here. I think patty cake is probably exactly what it should have been, because what has not been said is after my mother, after we had grandkids, Mom Pat, it became Mom Pat. Everybody referred to her as Mom Pat. And she loved kids. She loved having kids around. My father loved the city of Little Rock, state of Arkansas, and he loved the rebirth that was going on down here. He felt it was so important to have a vibrant downtown as a part of what a city should be. And I would talk to him and he would tell me about every new restaurant that went in, anything new that was happening downtown. He would share that with me with such great enthusiasm and that big smile that he always had, because he was so proud of the place that he lived. And I just want to thank everyone for coming out today. The rain's not a bad thing. Being in Phoenix, rain's okay. But this is a very special day for our family. My sister over here, Kelly Miller. So from the Millers and the Nicholsons, this is a very special time for us, and we thank everybody, and it's a wonderful tribute to our parents. Thank you so much.